guys! Oh my god, that was loud. I'm sorry. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the background, we're again at my study corner, which means we're gonna have a serious discussion. For a while now, both on my YouTube channel, on my Turkish YouTube channel, and also in my private life, people have been asking me how I managed to stay so positive, so energetic, so motivated, which got me thinking, really, how do I do that? So I started writing down some things that I like to do and the mindset that I generally have in order to be happy and positive most of the time. Of course, I have my downs as well, but in general, I'm a very positive person, I'm a happy person, and I just wrote down what I could think of to be more positive and stay happier. So let's talk about those things. I wrote these down in my notebook a while ago now, and I'm just gonna read that through, but I can tell you now, I wrote down here 11 things. These are ideas or tips or things I like to do when I feel more negative or to be able to be more positive in general. And I hope the video is useful. If you think that it is, please feel free to share it or give it a thumbs up. However way you like to support this video, that will mean so much to me. And let's get started. Before we start, I want to say that, of course, as a disclaimer, even though I have a scientific background, I'm still not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychiatrist. If you're dealing with high levels of negativity, anxiety, panic attacks, or anything similar to that, please seek for professional help. I think this is something that nobody should be ashamed of. Those people are there to help us, and that is the best way to go. But you think you're having like negative days, you struggle being positive on a daily basis, maybe these will help, and I hope they do. So the first thing that I wrote down here is to actually remove those negative people from your life. I am not really good at removing or like ending my relationships with people, especially when I take them in my inner circle of friends. I kind of struggle to take them out of my life. But what I found out that I'm doing without even noticing it is I actually contact them a little less. I tend not to call them on a daily basis or text them on a daily basis. Whenever there's something big is happening in my life, I tend to share that with those people the last. And I feel that I am becoming more and more positive while doing that. Of course, if I can help those people, I try my best. That is also a part of my personality. I like to help. But if I realize that this is not a state of mind of those people, but it is a choice, then I tend to keep my distance with those people. And this would be my first suggestion to you. If you feel that somebody is constantly negative and pulling you down, just take them out of your life. The second thing is I tend to read or watch positive things. I tend to read positive books, mostly about entrepreneurship and personal development. I'm not talking about the, like the weird personal development books, like self-help books, but I tend to read more positive things. If you want, I can do a whole video about what I like to read especially when I'm feeling down. But I think that reading and watching stuff that are more positive, like TED Talks, might help you with your negative mindset. And also when it comes to videos, I like to watch YouTube videos, but not only those videos that are particularly targeting that problem, but when I watch genuinely positive and energetic and motivated people, when I see them doing things, getting shit done, and being like good in life in general, I immediately feel inspired and more positive. And yeah, that's the tip. Like whenever you feel down, you can go and watch a video of some YouTuber that you love, that you think is positive and motivated. The third one is creating routines that you feel happy with. I'm mostly talking about morning and evening routines. I have both of them in my channel, on my channel. I can link them on the screen right now that you can just click and watch if you want after this video. But in general, having routines, especially a morning routine, is so helpful when it comes to starting the day with the right mindset. And what I like to do, as you can also see from that video, is to immediately cuddle with our dog the first thing in the morning, which gives me joy and happiness because, cuddling a dog is the best thing in the world. So what you can do is to find stuff that you really enjoy doing, which really puts you in a good mood, and create routines around those things and stick with them. The fourth one is to meditate. I know that some people are really skeptical about meditation and energy. Again, I'm a scientist, so I'm one of those people who approach this topic with a little bit of, really? But my husband, let me give you an example of that. He is a more negative person than I am. He's not a negative person, he's more negative. And he started meditating a while ago, and he's like meditating 5-10 minutes in his lunch break and maybe like 5-10 minutes before he goes to bed. And I can tell you this, he is not negative at all anymore. And when I observe this huge difference in his way of living and his mindset, I became more and more convinced that meditation is really helpful. So I can actually have him sit down with us and tell us what he does, which resources he uses, and all that good stuff. If you're interested in that, you can leave that as a comment down below. But yeah, it's super easy nowadays to find stuff about meditation, and just give it a try. Maybe it will be your life-changing, addition to your life. That was a weird sentence. Number 5 is scent smells in general. What I like to do when I'm feeling a little bit less inspired or unmotivated, I light a candle in the house. And I am immediately triggered by scents. I don't know what it is. Maybe you are not like that, then this tip is not for you. But when I light a candle that gives me a positive sensation, I immediately realize that I'm happier, So I, of course, like to use Bath & Body Works candles because they last the longest, and they make the whole apartment smell amazing for a very long time. But feel free to use whatever means. You can also use body splash like products and carry them in your bag. Or what I also like to do in the morning when I'm taking my shower, I drop a little bit of either a citrus-like or a peppermint-like essential oil in the shower, and with the steam it just makes me like super energetic, super happy, and I start my day like this, and I think it helps big time with how I set my mind for the day. Number 6, yes, when you feel down, when you feel unmotivated, negative, unhappy in general, find one thing. I mean, you can sit down and think right now about that one thing, but find one thing that always makes you happy and go do that. For me, it's calling my dad, my mom, or my best friend. I'm most happy when I talk to the people I love the most. And I mean, of course, my husband, but my husband is at work. That's why he's not on that list. But yeah, it can be anything. It can be drinking coffee. It can be going out for a run. But find that one thing, no matter how you feel before that, whenever you do it, you're instantly happier, and just make it as a habit kind of thing. Like, I'm down, what do I do? Don't even think further, do that thing. The 7th tip idea that I like to have in order to keep a more positive mindset is this quote actually, which is, you can be anything, but you can't be everything. And I struggled with this for a while. I have a lot of interests and they generally clash even, and I don't have enough time. And this is coming from a person who is so organized. I'm really good at time management. You can see from my channel that I have a lot of planning videos, and I do a lot of things. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a scientist, I was a scientist, dog mama, wife, I have a company, I'm doing YouTube obviously, and I'm an okay salsa dancer as well, so I already do a lot of stuff and I do find time. But I always wanted to add more. Like, I want to learn more photography, I want to learn how to cook like Italian food or whatever. And after a point I realized this was only creating more pressure on myself, and I wasn't getting good at anything when my attitude towards things are like with this pressure. So I just made my peace with the fact that I can do anything really, because if you spend enough time and energy on something, you can really get good at that thing. But I can't do everything at once. So I removed some things from my life and I found my inner peace. Just leave the things in your life that you really need, want, and remove everything else. Number 8, for those of you who are feeling negative for a long time now, months or years, and you're constantly feeling bad. It could be related to your daily routine, your daily life. Maybe you don't love your job, maybe you don't love what you're studying. It could be this monotone lifestyle that you're struggling, and it reflects directly on your state of mind. And here I have a suggestion of adding something new to your life. This could be a hobby. What I would suggest would be to get a new hobby, and of course I would suggest salsa or dancing in general. I have a video about starting salsa, the misconceptions, how-tos, and the basic information. If you're interested, you can click and watch it. But why I suggest this is maybe you need something fresh in your life, and I think dancing or any kind of hobby that is related to a little bit of exercise is good for your body, because one, you're gonna get some movement, probably get a better physique in the end. Two, you're gonna get to meet a lot of incredible people. And the third one is, since you're gonna be moving while dancing, your hormone levels, which makes you happy, those happy hormones will increase and you will feel definitely better. Number 9, again, if you are not happy for a while and you realize that it is because you don't love your school or you don't love your work, change it. And I'm not saying this, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this if you don't like it, just, change it. No, this is a very careful, this is a very big decision that you have to make, and you have to talk to the people who know you the best, which I did. I was a scientist for the longest time, and now I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I can tell you more about my story if you want to hear why I'm doing what I'm doing now and why I'm not doing science anymore. But that's the topic of another video, of course. What I'm telling you is, life is too short to be caught up with something, a work or a major that you don't love, and it is okay to consider to change. There's a solution for everything in life except death. And that's why you can think of it, and sometimes even thinking of the possibility to change it helps. Number 10 is to see and notice the people who are in a worse place than you are right now. I know everybody says that with the social media right now and the Instagram accounts and all those amazing people with incredible bodies, like makeup on fleek and stuff like that. Probably makes you feel worse. It makes me feel worse. And on social media, of course, everybody is super happy, super healthy, amazing, but that's never the case. Like, nobody is perfectly 100% living the dream life. That's what I believe. Maybe there are some, but good for them. I'm not jealous about those things at all, and neither should you. The thing is, you should also notice the people who are in a worse place than you are, people who are living in those countries that life is not as easy. I come from Turkey, so I can appreciate this really well. Life is not as easy for most people, and knowing that, just seeing those hard lives actually puts you in the right perspective, in my opinion. And yeah, stop that scrolling on Instagram and go read the news. You'll definitely feel better about your life. And the last thing that I want to say is to focus on the good things in your life, the positives, the things that really make you happy. It can be your boyfriend, husband, dog, your family, the fact that you are a nice person, the fact that you have good hair, the fact that, I don't know, you can cook really well. Anything that you think is nice in your life, just focus on those and make a list or write them down in a notebook. Maybe you can write something down, like a line or two every night before you go to bed, what you really appreciate in your life and what you're thankful for. And whenever you're feeling bad or negative, go back and read those and you will feel much, much better, I promise. So I think this is about how I stay positive. I do believe it kind of comes from the inside, but I think that is like 30% of the deal. I think 70% of the deal is to actually adjust your mindset to be more positive and to want to be a positive and happy person. And I think anybody can do that. And yeah, I hope the video helps too. If you have any tips to be more positive, to be happier, please leave them in the comments. I would love to read, because I'm always looking more positive things, thoughts to bring into my life, to become a better version of myself, to become a happier version of myself, and also for all the other people who are reading the comments. And thank you. And I think that's it. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.